Kick-ass horror, you bitch.
What's up, horror fiends? It's your boy Ricky Van back with another episode of Kick-Ass Horror. I'm here with Joe the psychologist. What up, son? Another month, another episode. So what's good, bro?
Oh, I know that we did this for the a retro review. It's a top 10. It goes up and down on a top 5, but it's been on my top 5 for quite a while.
It's interesting because you mentioned we did this for a retro review. Three Corners of Horror every Thursday. We got a live stream in case you don't know. Check us out. We're live every Thursday. But we just recently did with the last couple months The Descent. And as I'm watching this movie, I remember telling you, or maybe I said it on the stream or off stream, I don't remember, but I said, damn, Sarah and Juno kick ass. And you already knew what I was trying to get at. You're like, bro, they're already on the list. So you thought about it before I did, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's interesting. But that's right, we are talking about The Descent. And this series, in case you're not aware, we don't talk about the film much. No plot points are really talked about unless it pertains to the character and the character moments. But we are talking about Sarah and Juno. These are two characters in The Descent out of a group of friends that get trapped in a hellish fucking nightmare. I'm claustrophobic, so if you're claustrophobic, that movie is definitely not for you, which means it is for you. So watch it. And man, bro, I couldn't wait to talk about these two. I wanted to get talk about them right at the spot once we finished watching it because I seen this a couple of times. You saw it way more than I did, but after rewatching it. It just reminded me that these characters were so fleshed out that it didn't seem like it wasn't like oh out of nowhere or unrealistic. No, these women are they have some form of training, whether it's
Yep.
survival skills or whatever. So Joe, let's talk about the background of these characters. What makes these characters kick ass, and what is it about their background that enables them to kick ass? They're not kicking motherfucking dudes or other women.
No.
They're fighting monsters. So what's up, bro? Talk to me, man.
Well, and eventually themselves. But um
Spoiler.
it is a group of friends who love to do cave diving. I will never do that.
That's extreme. That's extreme spoiler right there.
But in the beginning of the movie, because again, we don't go into detail, but it shows you that they're into adventure stuff. They go white water rafting. Another check will not do. We already got two things I would never do. And
Well, I'm with
they
you on
they
that.
have training. They like literally physically have the strength, the capability, the flexibility, the dexterity. I don't know what other
The
words you can
intelligence,
use.
because
Yeah, I mean, rock climbing, dude. I can't even do the monkey bars.
bravery.
I mean, there's what I think spelunking is that what it's called when they go down the rope again. It's a
Yeah.
cast of 5, but these are the two standouts,
Mhm.
and equal standouts in here. And for I think it was her birthday, they decided to take Sarah to this cave to go cave diving and exploring it. Yeah, that's another thing. Please, never. If any of my friends are watching this episode, no, don't,
No.
no. I don't want to go in a cave, let alone down a rope. I won't even walk into it. They go down a fucking rope. But these two characters they're polar opposites, but at the same time the same. And they're best friends, who just are they're adventurous. And this is where these women can take care of themselves because they have trained to be able to climb a rock.
You make it sound much simpler than what it is. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, man. I agree. Um, to be able to do what they do, and not only that, but the fact that they get trapped down here, and you can't freak out. That's the thing. You can't. You. It's like what you always say. It becomes flight or no
Fight
fight
or
or
flight.
flight at that point. So you gotta just not be physically fit. You have to be mentally fit, man. Because you, what goes on in your head is what's really gonna kill you if you're trapped down there like that. You can't let that shit fuck you up. And these girls got it in space, man. They're tough. These women, they're not girls. These are women, man.
Women.
So,
Yeah.
um, let's talk about their kills because again, they get trapped down here, and there's these cave dwellers that are blind. They adapted to live down in the murky depths of this fucking cave, man. So they evolved to these flesh eating creatures, right? And it's I love that it gives these monsters some they flesh them out in a way, whether it's with family or whatever it is within that group. So when they do get fucked up, yeah, you kind of feel for, at least I do, like, oh man,
Yeah.
they're getting fucked up. It's not their fault anyway. But let's talk about it, man. Memorable kill. Let's talk about it. Who you got? Who you got?
All right. So, because we're doing both of them, for
Yeah.
me, for Juno, Juno is when they first get attacked by the crawlers or the dwellers,
Hmm.
and the one that she's wrestling, and it basically fucks him up, and then goes to help save her friend. But it's the moment you got to see that Juno can take care of herself.
Yeah.
Like, she was being flung around, but she was flinging around as well, and she was scared, but when the camera panned on her, you still saw the fear, but then you also saw the fuck you, you're
Hmm.
not gonna get me. And then
That intensity. That intensity. Yeah.
with Sarah, unfortunately, though I will say this, because oh wait, have you seen part two yet? You haven't seen part two yet either,
No.
right?
No.
God damn it. All right. Well, for my second one, it would be when Sarah basically gives Juno her comeuppance. And even though she herself didn't do it, she only did it by basically taking out her leg, impaling her and making it difficult for Juno to be able to run and now have to face the dwellers herself and basically let them kill her. Because I
Hmm.
don't think she could bring herself. She was pissed off at her, because, obviously Juno been sleeping with her husband. And then she is kind
The
of
plot
the
thickens.
fault for their friend dying, even though it was an accident. However, in that moment, because the friend couldn't have said, it was by accident, she just said it was Juno.
Yeah.
Sarah went into it with a whole other mindset. Well, holy fuck, our friend who brought us down here did this? Now I got to defend myself against her, and then realizes a couple things along the way and takes out her who was first her friend, who now is her arch nemesis.
Yeah, that's good picks. For me, I would say as far as Juno, I just loved like the more like crawlers she killed, like the more intense she got, the more
Hmm.
confident she got. She killed these motherfuckers with conviction. And I love my favorite one. I forgot she saved one of her friends. I forgot which one it was, but then the way she snapped the crawler's neck, like that was
Oof.
such a badass moment, dude. I was like, damn, that was the moment when I realized, wow, wait a minute, we got something special here. Character moments, because for me, when Sarah just emerges from that fucking that small
Cheers for that.
that
That's
small
that's that's mine too. Go
cheers
ahead.
that pool of just, it must have been some kind of viscera, man, just coming out, just pure blood. She looked like she was like Carrie and shit, right? And from that moment on, man, even when she's on the rock and you got the one crawler looking for her and he puts his hand on her fucking head. Oh, that was the scene when she stabbed him with the fucking bone.
Yeah.
That was the one that was the kill, because I love that kill because it's so primitive. Because it was a fucking bone, it's just something about it. You gotta watch it to understand what I'm saying. But that scene there, man, and just in Juno too, because when she stabbed Beth, like there was no remorse in those eyes, man. Like she
No.
left her to die, man. She could have just tried. She could have said, "Oh my god," not even said, because she could have just said the truth. It was an accident. She didn't mean to do it, but she did
She
it.
didn't.
But she didn't even try helping her. So I think those two moments that defined Juno right there for me. The sleeping with the husband thing, that was kind of hinted at. We got that, but that was what cemented that. Nah, man,
She
we
kind of
gotta
a bitch.
we gotta take Juno out because we ain't gonna survive with this fucking
Yeah.
chick with us, you know. So that moment there, and just Sarah coming out of the blood, man, that red fucking crimson fucking mass of fluids, man. That was a great scene, and that was when she killed the fucking mother cave crawler,
Yeah.
you know. So again, it was a heavy death because it was a mother, regardless if it was a monster or not. You know, they see us as
Her being a
monsters,
mother,
probably.
and have because remember, she also had lost a
Yes,
child. So
yes,
it's not just that the affair,
yep.
it was the accident, which again, we don't talk about the whole movie. We're only talking about the
Yeah,
characters.
we did that
But
already. Check out the live stream. It's on
yeah,
our playlist.
but yes, she lost her child,
Yeah.
as well as the fact that my best friend is fucking my husband. So
Ooh.
it's messy, messy.
How about any other character moments for Juno that we didn't talk about?
I mean, so
What you got?
well, for Sarah, because like I said, we both cheered it. It's
I got
when
one more for Sarah, but I'll let you go.
but when she came out of the water, with all covered up, it gave me that Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator vibe,
Oh, good shout. Good shout. Yeah,
because
yeah.
again, the dwellers only go by sound. So even if she
Mm-hmm.
was covered, it didn't matter.
Nah,
But it was just that moment. Just
they're blind, yeah.
you're basically you're standing and you're going, I am covered in a bunch of people's blood, a lot of shit and crap. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But for me, it goes also for the Juno, I go back to my with Sarah taking her out, is when Juno saw that Sarah put that thing through her leg. You can see, watch the movie again.
That was the pick, right?
Yeah, the pick.
Yeah.
You can see that at that moment, Juno is kind of realizing
Like, oh
what
shit, he's
she's
fucked.
done, and that Sarah knows it all.
Mm-hmm.
So it was that moment. It was the only moment. No, she's not. We paint her to be really bad. She just made really bad choices.
Like I said, with Sarah just using makeshift creating makeshift items out of whatever she can find. But what I loved about Sarah was when she questioned Juno about Rebecca and Beth, just the look in her eyes, man. The look in her eyes. And you could see what really cemented that scene for me. Not just Sarah, but you could see in Juno's eyes that she knows that Sarah knows. I think you said it when she got stabbed. I think the way she questioned her and interrogated her very, quickly in that moment, very slightly, you could see it in Sarah's eyes. She knew. And when you look at Juno's eyes, the way they're bouncing back and forth from each other, Juno knows. I'm
Well,
fucked. But yeah, Joe, another interesting conversation with you, my boy. I had a good time, man. This is a great film. Again, you just mentioned it. You snuck it in there a third time. Who knows? There might be a fourth time. I don't know.
The
I'm not
Descent
saying there
2.
is. I'm not
The
saying there
Descent
is.
2.
He's gonna make me watch Descent too. It just kind of diminishes what
The
happens in
first
this
one.
film.
It
That's
does.
all.
It
That's all.
does.
I
It
don't like
does.
movies that do
It
that, and it just
does.
takes me out. But
But sometimes you
whatever.
can have a sequel that it just gives you another story,
Yeah.
or a little bit more on that.
And with that being said, funny thing though, we did Grace from Ready or Not, right? Did you know? Cause I looked up, I checked this out after I saw the movie, cause that was my first watch. The original ending had Grace dying, and then they actually shot everything so she survived. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
No.
check it out.
Eh,
There's an interesting feature on there. It's like a whole documentary about the making of the movie and shit. By the way, that end scene wasn't really CGI, but we're getting too ahead of ourselves. But that's what I liked. That's what I like about these things, because I like to know in hindsight what the directors were thinking, and I want to know what the directors were thinking here, because in The Descent, again, you mentioned it in the prior video, they did shoot just like Ready or Not. they shot 2 endings, and
Mhm.
depending where you saw it, that's the ending you got. So that stuff fascinates me. But yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it there. Thank you, everyone. Kick ass horror, another fun episode. Joe, thank you for that, Joe the psychologist. But with that being said, we are here for big bottles of beer. Joe, take us home.